Hey YouTube, Petey Twofinger here with a Keep It Cool Charlie update. This is if you have a home and you have central air conditioning unit, this video is not for you. And I apologize in advance for the noise because I'm sure the air conditioning unit is really loud right now. But I can't shut it off, it's just too hot. So here's what you do. If you have a window unit and you've never cleaned it, meaning you've pulled the filter out and you clean that filter and you've never cleaned it, what you do, you completely pull the air conditioner out. Okay? You can disassemble it, take the top off of it. It's just a couple of screws. Take the front panel off. If there's an electronic control box, cover that with about 3 jewel bags or plastic shopping bags and then tape that off with some type of electrical tape. And then you throw the air conditioner in the trunk of your car and you drive to a wash it yourself car wash that has high pressure spray guns. You'll set that. They really don't like you doing this, so if it's one with an attendant, you're going to want to try to figure out a way where they don't really see you doing it, because they don't like you doing stuff like this. I mean, if you're washing an air, the amount of debris that's going to come out of the air conditioner is not really that much. So they shouldn't get mad at you, and if you do get caught in any trouble, I would point that out to them, say, hey, it's just dust. It's not like I'm washing a greasy engine or some transmission or something that's going to cause a problem. Anyway, you lay that thing down, and then you're going to want to go ahead and use the power spray on the vents for the radiator. That radiator is going to be gunked up. Also around the condenser, wherever you see dirt, typically it's going to be packed with muck on the bottom of it where the water drains out. A lot of that, you can go ahead and remove that even before you take it, and that will help the water to flow out properly. If you have water dripping in, that's because it's not draining. It's supposed to sit at an angle, with this being the front where it would be going into your unit, into your home, and then the water is supposed to drain out. Well, over the years, all that debris piles up in there if you don't clean it, and it'll become just nasty. So you need to get the bottom of that tray should be clean, and whatever, like if the condenser, sometimes they wrap the condenser in foam, so you got to watch out that you wouldn't want to, obviously blast all that foam off there. Be smart about it, but you're going to want to clean everything, and especially the radiator. Okay. Now, if that sounds like, oh, ain't nobody got time for all that, and you don't mind that your air conditioner keeps shutting itself off all of the time, and your house is hot, even though you're running the air all the time, or you're just like, I'm just going to go to Best Buy and buy a new air conditioner and finance it, then throw yours out. Just let me know where you live so I can come pick your dirty one up out of your trash, clean it, and then I'll have a new air. Because you really need to do this. Now, if you're gonna take it apart and look at it and it's silver, it's nice and clean, you obviously don't need to do this. This is just when they're gunked up and old, if you notice a problem. What you can do to keep them clean on a regular maintenance, and this was what I discovered last night, which worked really well. I have you could take a spray bottle like this. They have another type of spray bottle. It's a black bottle called Misto, and you unscrew this, add the liquid to it. It's got a clear panel to let you see. You screw this back on, and then on the lid there's a pumping mechanism. On the lid it's black, and you pump that, and that pressurizes the bottle. So you just hold this down, and it sprays out like it's almost like a make your own can of spray paint. Where this you have to keep pressing it to get it to spray. This, you pump it up like 4 times, and it air pressurizes it with that pump that's built into the lid, and then you just hold it down. So you get yourself 90% rubbing alcohol, or you can use 100% acetone. If it's really gunked up, you could use the acetone. And you get a toothbrush or a kitchen scrubber brush. Like I had one with a handle that was about this big, the diameter of the brush, and it had a handle. That worked really well. And so you spray the alcohol in there and work it around in one patch going down, and then just keep going down to the bottom. I tucked in paper towels at the bottom, and then I would keep spraying. Somebody's coming in. I would keep spraying the alcohol, or I rotated. I did one time, I did the acetone, which really helped break that stuff down. It was gunk, it was black. And then I went ahead and ran the alcohol on it. And after doing that for about 5-10 minutes, it looked brand new. It was chrome again. So this isn't necessarily like, you have to clean that the filter. This is the next step beyond that. And you'll find when you do remove the gunk from the radiator fans, a marked improvement in how your air conditioner performs. So there's two ways you can do it. You can take it down and do that big deal, make a big deal out of it, and power clean it. If that's out of the question for you, and you feel it's a newer unit and you don't really need to worry about the inside so much, and like if you stay on top of it, like I said, if you power spray it once and it's running clean, and then you clean those vents every other year, you're going to be good to go. You probably won't need to worry about taking it in. But if you're having problems with it and it's dripping, that's what you need to do. Take it out, remove the top, look at what's going on. There'll be a bunch of gunk and dirt filling up the whole bottom tray where it's supposed to leak out. You can drill out extra holes at the bottom of the pan, at the low spots. Do whatever you like as long as you get the water flowing out where it's supposed to go. But the main thing is having that radiator clean, and I found using 90% rubbing alcohol in any kind of spray bottle, it's going to be a little more work than if you have one of those pump automatic ones like I had. Work really well. But however you get the alcohol on there, this is fine. Any kind of little spray bottle will do. You make sure you don't use 70% alcohol. You want to use 90. It's going to work better. And then keep in mind, when you turn the air on, if you're up there right by it and it's all wet with alcohol, you're going to get hit with a blast of alcohol vapor that's going to knock you down. Because that happened to me last night. I was like, ugh! I couldn't breathe. It was like this intense, like overpowering alcohol vapor. So you're going to want to make sure that you're aware that for the first 3 minutes that you run that, you are going to have a little bit of an aroma of the alcohol turning into vapor, and then it'll go away and you'll be fine. So it's just a side effect it's not really even that unpleasant, but I figured I would mention it. So yeah, if you have tips on how to keep your air conditioning system clean, I'm not really interested in central air because I'm into window units. I like to find those at Salvation Army or Goodwill and clean them up and then run those. We've got one in every one of the rooms that has windows in our apartment. So if you have any tips, let me know, and leave a like. Why don't you? Couldn't hurt. I'm a little channel. I try. Anyway, keep cool. Enjoy your summer. Pete, Twofinger. Peace.